Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, for the end of 2018, I thought we would do a bit of an anti-haul. We've just gotten through the Christmas season, which is, it shouldn't be about gifts and getting and stuff like that, but oftentimes it is about, getting thoughtful gifts for the ones you love, for telling people what's on your wish list, things like that. And I thought about this video specifically as well because I went out kind of didn't even thinking about the fact that it was Boxing Day, which is a thing here in Canada. It's the day after Christmas. And went to the mall because I needed to pick up a couple of things, and it was packed because Boxing Day is a big day for sales. And it just was crazy the number of people who were there. And it got me thinking about consumerism and, especially in makeup, like there was a lineup to get into Sephora. And I thought, let's think about the things we're not gonna buy. The wonderful idea for anti-haul videos was started by Kimberly Clark, who is just wonderful and amazing, and I'm sure you have seen her anti-hauls before, but if you have not, please go and watch them. They are amazing. She just finished off doing a tour with David Byrne, and I believe is now back doing her show again, so maybe coming back to YouTube. Let's all cross our fingers because I just love her channel. And I put down, I think, 6 items. Basically, I went to Sephora. I was browsing through their website and I kind of went by things that were new. I just kind of surfed all over. To me, a lot of times makeup is like a kid in a candy store. There's not a lot of stuff that I wouldn't try out or think would be fun to try. Not saying I would spend my money on them. I'm a very frugal person. And if you are new to my channel, way back in the day when this channel first started, I also had a series of money management videos. So you can always go back and watch those if you're interested. These items are things that I thought, nah, just no interest in them whatsoever. And to start the list off, one of the things that popped up was the Morphe 39A palette. I believe this has been around for a while, but Morphe in Sephora is fairly new. And I just have no interest in trying Morphe. It just seems like a brand that has so much drama around it, and it seems like nobody can really ever agree on if the products are actually any good or not. I'm sorry if I'm blinking a lot. I have something in my eye. It doesn't seem like great packaging on the products. It seems like the quality of the products is all over the place. And then as well, if you're actually buying this in Sephora in Canada, it's a $45 palette. Like originally Morphe started off as this sort of low cost option. And now it seems to be like you could buy a good palette for that amount of money from a brand that has a bit more reputable formula, or drugstore palettes, which again have, formulas that seem like they've been more consistent. And I just feel like I can never get a read on what Morphe is like. It feels like, they're always telling you, it's fine if you work with the shades this way, because they involve so many influencers in partnerships with the palettes, or, having promo codes for the palettes. I feel like I could never really get a read on whether they are actually good or not because everybody kind of has a bias. And even those people who don't use like Morphe discount codes, they're still talking about a palette, especially lately with like the Jaclyn Hill and the James Charles palettes. They're talking about a fellow influencer. So I feel like that has to kind of play into their opinion when they're giving it to you. So all of that all wrapped together, I just have no interest in trying anything Morphe. I'm not going to put my money out there on it. It just has zero interest to me. So it is on my what I am not going to buy list. The next item that I have on here is something that wasn't even that pricey. I think it's been marked down a fair bit, and I think it was a holiday item, but it is the Tarte Sipping Pretty palette. And there are 2 things that got me about this palette. It is wholly inefficient layout. Like, look at that palette. It is like just like so much unused space, so many needless bits sticking out all over the place. Like, I keep my palettes in a drawer sort of stacked up against each other, and then you would have this weird shaped thing. Like, I get it's supposed to be cute and everything, but just use it. Like, stamp some little drinks all over it. Don't make it the shape of a drink. And then if you actually look at the colors that are in there, like, boring if you're going to make a palette based on like Sippin' Pretty on drinks. Why wouldn't you have like blue curacao blue, or like tequila sunrise, like oranges and yellows, or like Caesar, Bloody Caesar, or Bloody Mary for those of you in the States, red. Like, there's just such an opportunity to have like bright pinks, bright oranges, bright yellows, like really tropical or like bright drinks, like have like a Manhattan color in there. And instead you've got like just boring colors. So for the stupid layout of this palette and for the lack of imagination, it is on my not gonna buy list. The next one that came up for me was partly because of the ridiculous price tag paired with the fact that it looks like makeup you would get from Claire's. So, the Yves Saint Laurent Rouge Volupte Shine Collectors whatever. It's a $45 lipstick in Canada. It's a bullet lipstick. I don't really know how well it performs. It's a bullet lipstick. $45 for a lipstick is just crazy to me to start with. But then you look at the packaging with little hearts with arrows through it. And like, if I'm spending $45 on a lipstick, you better believe it's got to have some really nice, luxurious, or just mature packaging, not hearts and arrows. And I get that that's a personal preference thing, but you know, it feels like something that my 10-year-old niece would want, not something that I want to go out and spend 3 times what a lipstick should cost on hearts and arrows packaging. No thank you, don't want it, not gonna buy. Staying on the Yves Saint Laurent train, mostly because they just have such expensive makeup and then you look at it and go, what the what? Like what? Is another one that was in the new section, and it is the Yves Saint Laurent Shimmer Rush Highlighting Blush. First of all, it's a blush that costs $60 Canadian. Why should a blush ever cost $60? But then you look at it, and again, wholly inefficient packaging. Like, the blush is like this amount, and then there's like the outer rim around it, and then the packaging in this big thing that opens up, and like, you could have 3 times the pan size in that product. It's ridiculous. And shimmering blush, I mean, I think it's always nice every once in a while to have a shimmering blush, but it's never going to be the most flattering on everybody. This isn't really true anymore, but I always think of Yves Saint Laurent as a brand that perhaps people my age or older want because they're the ones with disposable income more so than somebody who is 20. I think if you have perfectly smooth skin with no texture whatsoever, that maybe a shimmering blush would look great. I think for the vast majority of people, especially people with a little bit more texture, I mean, you can do whatever you want with your blush, but I do think matte blush is a little bit more flattering, and then you can layer on highlight specifically where you want it. But for 60 bucks, nope, 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 not gonna buy. In our last little bit of crazy priced items, we have an absolutely redonkulous Tom Ford Extreme Eye Quad. It is 4 eyeshadows, 4, the reviews of which say that a couple of them don't perform very well, and it is, in Canadian dollars, $119. So basically, each little pan is $30, and apparently the violet one, which looks like the most interesting, doesn't even really work very well, according to the reviews. And even if they all worked really well, unless you're planning on wearing purpley blue eyeshadow looks for the rest of your life with no transition shade in here, nothing else, just purples and blues and some white, $119. That's ridiculous. Like, no thank you, Tom Ford. These better like come to my house and do my makeup for me every day for that price. And considering that it does not do that, no thank you. No thank you very much. Not gonna buy. Wasn't really planning to start with, but I think there are some amazing sounding Tom Ford products out there. But eyeshadow quads in general, like the little layout like this, reminds me of the kind of things that I used to get in high school from like Maybelline. And they were not $119. And for the last not gonna buy, don't think you should buy either, we're going to get into Kat Von D. Now, I think in general, a lot of people are staying away from Kat Von D around sort of her anti-vaccination stance. I think also there's a lot of stuff in sort of her past that people have been ignoring about being linked with, as far as I understand, not 1, but 2 people who were like neo-Nazis. Anyway, but what I'm specifically going to talk about in this video is the release of her Lolita palette. And I haven't really commented much before about like the lipsticks that have names like Lolita, but let's just think about this. I don't understand the promotion of Lolita. Like, I am sure most of you know Lolita was a book that was released, I think, in the 50s. And it is a story about a sexual relationship between a middle-aged gentleman and a 12-year-old. And why in an industry that is selling to majority women, but also sort of like, especially in Sephora, you get a lot more like young women who are there. Like, why is this anything that we want to promote or see as positive? And I know that there are like subcultures of fashion and stuff that's considered Lolita, but it still all just comes from this really gross place. Like, if you've ever, I've never actually like read the book or seen the movies or anything like that, but you know, do you really want to base something on your brand off of a story of a middle-aged guy who's the protagonist in the story who is only sexually attracted to women who are between 9 and 12 years of age and ends up like drugging people? And it's just terrible, like terrible in a sense where in preparation for this video, I was like, what exactly is the story? And I went to the Wikipedia article and just had to stop reading like the plot synopsis partway through because it was just so gross. So do I want to buy a eyeshadow palette, brand it with that? No. From somebody who doesn't believe in science and vaccinations? No. And from somebody who has some questionable morality there? No. So I am going to stay away from all of that. Thank you very much. Definitely not going to buy. And while a lot of this stuff I would say like, I'm not going to buy, but hey, you have at it. Maybe we should all just sort of step away from things that are romanticizing or promoting Lolita. Like, it's just icky and gross and no thank you. So that is that. These were my anti-haul items. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of an easy video for you to make. It's been a busy week, but I just wanted to sit down and chat a little bit and talk about some items and things that I don't want. There's a ton of stuff that I do want, and I think hopefully for next week, I am planning on putting together a end of the year favorites. I don't usually do like monthly favorites or duds or anything like that, but being that it's the end of the year and I do a lot of product reviews, maybe I'll put together my top 5 favorite makeup items from this year and maybe my like top 3 to 5 least favorite makeup and skincare items. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you do enjoy anti-hauls, let me know, either by giving this video a thumbs up or by letting me know in the comments down below. I do try to respond to every comment that I get. Am I a few days behind? Yes, I am. Will I get to them? Yes, I will. Thanks so much, you guys. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you are subscribed and you have not yet hit that notification bell, please do so. And I will see all of you in my next video. Bye.